And speaking of money,
Yeah.
there's several more topics that we need to get to as it relates to this, but I want to start now with the Crosby contract. 4 years left at an average payout of $29 million per year. When he signed it last year, the new money average was $35.5. It's rare that after 1 year, the remaining number goes down. Usually it goes up because the fake money, if there is fake money, is on the back end. The big payments are on the back end. 4 years, averaging $29 million per year. That's well below the market of $46.5. And when Maxx Crosby signed last year, he was at $35.5. He's been leapfrogged by Danielle Hunter twice, by Myles Garrett, T.J. Watt, Aiden Hutchinson, and Micah Parsons. And I believe, now we were starting to make a wager last week about
instead
this.
you hit me below the belt and were mean about it and all of that.
Sorry if I offended your swag. But
why can't you just let the trade happen and enjoy the trade? And why do you got to always
put? Happen.
Yeah, okay. We know you do.
Because he deserves more.
Okay, he just signed a contract.
If the Ravens view this guy as being worth 2 first-round picks, I don't care. The market has outpaced his contract. If the Ravens think that he's worth 2 first-round picks, they should pay him on the way through the door. I think they're going to. I think everybody's being about it for now because the trade's not done until Wednesday. I think he's going to get a new deal at or about the time he walks through the door.
I won't be shocked if he gets a new deal eventually. I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. I don't. I think he's happy to get out. I think he's there. And I don't think he's one that's like, I don't think Maxx Crosby built like you, Mike. I just don't think he's like, oh, he got more. I got to get more again. I got to get more. He's not like that.
Then why did he get the deal last year that made him the highest paid player at the position?
Okay, because it was truly due at that time, and it's not like he got passed up here by a bunch of slappies. He just signed the deal last year. So and he got passed up by guys that are like the freak shows that we know are damn good.
Danielle Hunter just got a new deal.
Okay,
Would you rather have Danielle Hunter or Maxx Crosby?
They're both awesome. I'd rather have Maxx Crosby, but Danielle Hunter, I'm talking about like barely below. He's kind of underrated for how great Danielle Hunter is.
Oh, I know.
So that's where, I don't think he's wired like that. I think he's more like, I'm so happy I'm here. I'm being paid big time. I'm not going to come in and try to ruffle feathers with a new team right off the bat. That's why I was willing to wager with you. But you don't want to do it. You don't want to put your money where your mouth is. So it's all right.
I don't need to. I already got my money. I can keep my money in one place and my mouth in another. But I think there's no way the Ravens did this deal without knowing exactly what the contract expectations are. And I think if you represent Maxx Crosby, it'd be different if Maxx Crosby was representing himself. If you represent Maxx Crosby, you sit down with him and you say, okay, Max, look, I think they're going to do this. And usually what happens when a player of your stature gets traded to a new team, there's an adjustment to the contract on the way through the door. This is our time to do it. This is our time to make it happen because they got you under contract for 4 more years. If we don't do it now, when are we going to do it? We make this part of the transaction. We're not going to pick the Ravens. We're not going to say yes to the Ravens. And I know he doesn't have no trade clause, but if he doesn't want to go there, the Ravens aren't going to want him. We're not going to embrace this unless they're taking care of you. And look at what happened with Micah. Now, of course, Micah only got traded because he was trying to get a new contract, but still, Micah skyrockets to $46.5 million per year. The market's changed. The cap's going up. Let us, we know the people in Baltimore. They understand this is part of the gig. Your cap number will go down. You're going to be treated fairly. I think that once the dust settles on the trade, they're going to get a new deal done. They're going to revise the deal, and it's going to pump the number up, and it's going to give them a lower cap number. They still have a way to make a lower cap number if they want to. I've looked at the contract that's already in place. They have that clause that allows automatic restructuring. There was a time where you had to, pretty please and tiptoe up to the player just for the ability to give them the bulk of their money right now and spread it out over multiple years and reduce the cap number. There were some players that refused to do it, even though they were getting all their money. But the Ravens are going to inherit the ability to do that if they want. I just think that given the broader scenario in Baltimore, let's get some contract certainty.
Yeah,
and
you love to do that. It's
I
your
think it's
default
coming.
every
I
time
think
there's
it's
a
coming.
trade. It is a new contract. He got traded. Give him a new deal.
So what? Well,
deal.
screw me for wanting guys to get paid what they're worth. Weren't we talking last week about how these guys get one shot? Unless you're a quarterback,
Yeah,
you're getting one shot.
right.
Crosby's lucky to have another shot. And, okay, go ahead. Cape for the billionaires like all the other assholes out there.
Nobody's
that
saying
ignore
that.
the players.
No, don't
then you
be-
need to get on. You need to stay
sensationalize.
on board. You got to get
I'm
off
on
this
the board
selective.
I want to be on. I'm not on your,
sometimes
like,
I'm behind the players, except when I don't want to be behind the players.
behind the player all
You
the
got
way.
this
I'm
subtle
telling you, the players don't all
pro-owner
think
thing.
like you. No, you're wrong. You like
But
to
they
say,
should.
and you go to
They
default
should.
talking points.
You're the one
every time. No, sorry.
No, that's right. I do because
Yeah.
they're accurate.
Yeah.
They're accurate.
No, they're not accurate
But
so far.
You
Not on
should
this
be
one.
with me.
I'm not with
Well,
you.
it will be.
I'm not.
It
Not
will
every
be.
player thinks like you all the time, and that's what I'm telling
They
you.
need to.
No, they
but
don't.
They need to, Chris.
They don't.
They are putting their lives on the line. They are putting their bodies on the line. They're putting their brains on the line. They're putting their futures on the line.
Yes.
And the owners are making billions off of this enterprise. Do you tune into the games to watch the shots of Robert Kraft in the owner's suite?
I do enjoy
sitting
them.
with Cardi B or whoever.
Yeah,
But
amazing.
is that why you're watching, or are you watching the players? The players are the ones that need to get what
Thanks
they
for
can
the
while they
update.
can.
We know.
Get what you can while you can.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Maxx Crosby should want an
He just
adjustment.
got a deal
He should
last
want
year.
one.
He should maybe look at his agent and go, "What the hell were you thinking, being so below under the market you couldn't read it?" That's the first thing he needs to say. He goes, "Agent, how bad were you that you didn't realize the market was going to jump at this capacity right here?" That is the first thing. And then, yes, not all players are wired that way. They're not. Some go, hey, I'm not everybody's wired like the billionaire or you. That's like, I'm looking for every last dollar I can get all the time. He's going, no, I'm making $35 million a year. He goes, I want to go to a team. He's probably was like, just get me to another team. Please, I want to go somewhere and play a relevant football game for the first time in my life other than the 1 year in 2021. So that's where there's players that are like that. We'll see. We'll see. It'll be interesting. But I don't think he's banging down the door for a new one right now. Will I be shocked if he gets one at some point? Not at all. But I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. I don't. And just don't say I'm not pro player.
Enough.
Just because I say that does not mean I'm not pro player. That's a crappy thing to say to me.
The Ravens are smart. I'm sorry. Well, I'm not. The Ravens are smart enough to know how to play this. And the Ravens are making a big investment here of draft capital. They're going to be smart enough to know we don't want to have any issues.
Yeah,
we don't want to have any problems. We don't want to take advantage of the fact that this guy wants out and wants to be here. We're going to make him even more motivated to want to be here because we're going to reward him on the way through the door, and that is going to give him the standing instantly. He's already going to have it. We bump him up on the way through the door. Everybody in this organization
it does nothing. Nobody knows. What are you talking about? He's bumped up in capacity. He's bumped up to capacity.
I think that,
who do you think is going to be like, oh, he's worth $40 million. Now he's there. $35 million. He's walking in small. I mean, come on.
No, I'm telling you, it gives him a little extra. It gives him a little extra because they've been dealing with, and I think it's a nice example of, and a contrast to the issues they constantly have with Lamar Jackson trying to get a deal done.
Well, that's going to be the
other
first
thing
thing
they have
you would
to pivot
think.
to.
That's
now.
where I would go. That's number one. So that's the first thing.
Well, they're either going to extend his contract or they're going to exercise their prerogative to convert again. He's got a $74.8 million salary cap number that kicks in. It goes from $43.5 to $74.8 as of Wednesday. And Steve Bisciotti, the owner of the team's already said, we want to extend it. If we don't, we'll restructure it. They want to get that done, and they need to get that done. And there's 2 years left before he can walk away. He has power in that relationship, and they need to use whatever short-term euphoria. He had a tweet on Friday afternoon, Denzel Washington in training day saying, boom. And everybody's like, what's Lamar doing here? Is he talking about, I texted somebody saying, is Crosby getting traded to the Ravens? It was 8 hours before it happened, and who knows what Lamar was doing, but at the same time, this may be the thing. Remember how the Odell Beckham Jr. deal, that they gave Odell Beckham Jr. $15 million fully guaranteed 3 years ago as part of the way to get Lamar to just take the offer. And he finally just took their best offer. Maybe this Maxx thing is a way to get Lamar to accept whatever has been on the table. Because if this time around is any time like last time around, there's a number that the Ravens have on the table. It's just a question of Lamar taking it. And it would make him the highest paid player in the NFL. I think it's going to take $62 million a year. Mm-hmm. Remember that number, 62. I'm not 62 yet. I got another year and 3 months. But 62, God, that's depressing. But 62, watch that number. It's not going to be that hard to get there because he's already going to make 104 over the next 2 years. But maybe this Crosby thing is the thing that gets him to make the commitment, and it'll be him and Crosby for the next 3, 4, 5 years.
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, I think this is the kind of thing, just, as a quarterback, ex-quarterback, whatever, and I can't quite put myself in the shoes or the situation of Lamar Jackson and the money he's about to spend, but I got to imagine when moves like this are made, this makes you feel good about the future, and it makes you feel like, hey, the organization, we're still going for it here, and I'm still in the prime, and they're giving me all the right signals to go, we want to win with you right now, and that, I think, will make a quarterback feel good to go, okay, all right, here, this is what I needed to know. Are we going to push the chips in the middle of the pile like we talk about all the time? And here's that type of move. And the Ravens have been that type of team. We know that will go out and sign players, but this is a different thing. First time they've ever traded the first-round pick, and 2 of them at that, to get this type of guy. If I was playing quarterback, I'd be going, damn, all right, let's go. We got a future here. Let's get this thing rolling. And I would hope it makes Lamar feel good about the Ravens altogether.
And one of the things we learned from the 61-page collusion grievance ruling that was hidden by the league and the union for months, there was a number on the table that the Ravens extended 3 years ago in April, making it clear hey, we need to know what you're going to do before the draft because we got to make our plans for the future. And I think that rattled Lamar, and he took it.
Yeah.
So you couple that with them bringing OBJ to town, and now, this time around, it's not like the Ravens are turning the page on Lamar Jackson because he's got 2 more years, but if they tell him, hey, this is it, or we're just going to go through the next 2 years and then we're going to move on then. We're going to make plans for 2 years from now if you don't take this. Maybe all those different factors will get him to accept, and they can do a joint press conference. Lamar Jackson's new contract and Maxx Crosby's arrival in Baltimore. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.